You can call me as many liars as you want, right? You can say what the fuck to me you like, but when you talk to her, you do it with respect. Get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out of my house. Out! Out! Don't make me do this, John.
Do what? Let's just talk.
Just call my slave a liar.
No, I didn't call your slave a liar.
I swear to God, get out of the house.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
This is Lee Thompson. Lee claims he's a leading member of the Chaotians, a hitherto unheard of cult with thousands of followers worldwide. He hit the headlines in May 2006 when police raided his Darlington home. They had received a tip-off that Lee was holding a Canadian woman as a sex slave, but no charges were brought and the woman went home. Now the cult leader is preparing to get a new slave, Angel from Australia.
See you, I fucking hate you. You specifically. You.
Darlington residents were shocked by yesterday's news that a cult leader was living...
Cult's followers believe men are the dominant sex and women can own. Lee Thompson says he is on the High Council of the Chaotians, a secretive cult.
Darlington, in County Durham, doesn't make the headlines very often. But in May 2006, an international sex cult was found to be operating in one of its terraced streets. The man at the centre of it all was Lee Thompson. He claimed that his cult, the Chaotians, has thousands of members all over the world. At the heart of his cult's philosophy is the idea that men are the naturally dominant sex. Shocked locals first heard about the cult when Lee began taking his Canadian slave out on a lead.
What people think of me, I don't give a shit. They can sit there and they can judge me as much as they want, you know. They can sit there and they can judge, they can debate, they can decide, they can label me. They can do whatever they want to me. But you know the one thing they can't do? They can't make one damn bit of difference to my life. A lot of people are like me, they just don't put the words to it.
So what are you like?
Like every man should be.
After 3 months with Lee and the subsequent police raid, his Canadian slave went home. When I start filming with him a few weeks later, there's no immediate sign of the 1,000 members, but he is hoping to recruit another slave, this time from Australia. Her real name is Catherine Cook, but she calls herself Angel. Lee talks to her every day via the internet.
What's the only thing that's in a slave's mind, baby?
To serve her master and to please him.
In every which way possible, yeah?
Yes, my master.
If I took you into a room and there was 5 men there and I told you to get down on your knees, you were going to be fucked by them all, would you refuse me?
No, my master.
What about if there was 10?
No, my master.
20?
Do you want me to say yes, my master?
No, I want you to tell the truth, baby. I always want you to tell the truth, you know that.
Lee met Angel online in a virtual world called Second Life. In Second Life, millions of users all over the world create their own characters, like these ones based on Lee and Angel's originals, to act out their fantasies. Lee's character Slyway is a heroic Chaotian warrior who goes in search of women to enslave, whilst Angel is a beautiful and submissive heroine. She's been Lee's online slave for over a year, but now she's planning to step out of Second Life and act out her slave role for real. She's going to travel 10,000 miles to Darlington and for the first time in her real life, become a slave to a man she's never met before. So what have you got for her?
I've got a collar which is the same as one of these but bigger, yeah? But I can't find it.
And when does she wear that?
Constantly, mate. Constantly. She won't like this. She won't like this at all.
What is it?
It's a studded paddle.
Sounds painful.
Yep. It certainly is.
She had that kind of sex life before?
She's had hardly any kind of sex life before.
It's going to be quite a shock for her, isn't it?
In a good way, I hope. I mean, there's nothing I'd do here that I haven't... I was very good to Angel. What I did is, in Second Life, We actually lived the same way as we'd live as if we were in real life together. That gave her an idea of the things that I would be doing, so that she wasn't shocked, you know, so she wasn't upset, so she wasn't getting into anything that she didn't want to get into. You want to be a slave because you want to devote yourself to someone completely, not because you want to escape and not have to make decisions.
Until now, Angel's been living as a Sydney housewife with 2 grown-up kids. But now she's leaving, and her ex-husband isn't happy. The next time Lee phones Angel, he's there in the background.
Whatever.
You fucking head.
I haven't done anything.
Fuck off, turn off, smash her right in the mouth.
He's at the same point now where he said he was going to burn the fucking house down if she left her. I ain't having to go through all that again.
After the call, Lee's desperate to get Angel over as soon as possible.
Are you spending pretty much all your money to get her here?
Every single penny, mate. Every single penny.
Found her a flight. Just sick of all this shit, man. Absolutely sick of all this shit.
A week later, Angel arrives at Heathrow.
Angel's just done something that most people dare not do. She's looked into her deepest heart. She saw what her truest fantasy is, and she's come to live it out. And I'm very honoured that she'd choose me to do that with.
How are you feeling about meeting in person?
Alright, just a little bit nervous. Always been bullied all my life, but yeah. Always been told to do all my life. There's no difference, just with the collar.
She'll come in, she'll kneel. I'll ask her if she submits, she'll say yes, I'll collar her. Basically. Collaring a slave is a very serious thing. It's not something you just do. You can't just meet someone on a Friday night, put a collar on them by the Saturday and throw them away on a Sunday.
Even though she hardly knows anything about Lee or his cult, Catherine Cook, or Angel, has arrived from Australia and agreed to become Lee's slave.
How it ends, well, we'll all have to see. But that's how it begins.
In the summer of 2006, Darlington awoke to find it was home to a sex cult called the Chaotians. The Chaotians are reputed to have thousands of members all over the world, but so far I've just met 2, Lee and Angel. Angel's just arrived from Australia to become Lee's latest slave and begin her Chaotian training. The first step appears to involve a trip to the pet shop.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Was that for real?
It is for real, yeah.
Is he the guy that's into this dominating women and... Right.
That's his new slave.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye. Bye.
Is that the first time you've seen them coming on the lead?
Yes, I've never seen her before.
No, she's just come from Australia to be a slave.
Oh, has she?
Peculiar. Never mind, it's the way of the world, I suppose.
You can run away now.
I think I did hear you last time.
Whilst Angel doesn't appear to mind being led around town on a lead, the locals aren't too impressed. The last time Lee tried this with his Canadian slave, he got into a fight with a local butcher.
Oh my lord, he's coming back. Yeah, I think I did. Come here.
I was only laughing, mate.
Leave her alone.
No, I wasn't doing anything.
No, you are strapping.
He wants locking up him, he's a fucking nutcase. Get that on telly, pal.
It's like to show a point every now and again.
Does it get to you at all when guys like that shout out of cars?
Doesn't worry me, sir. Just worries Master. Worries me when Master fights, though.
Is that part of the whole Chaotian thing?
What?
Getting rid of fear and trying to be the man that you think you should be.
Do you mean I think I should be? I am the man I think I should be. What's wrong with me?
He protects girl. Which is nice.
Angel seems to be buying into Lee's Chaotian persona and enjoying her role as a slave, but I want to see how much of it is just an act. So I arrive early the next morning.
Whoa, fuck it, Doc. Oh. Yeah, come on. Yeah, go on, go say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your timing is impeccable. Now fuck off, I'll get dressed.
You've still got the collar on?
Oh yeah. He needs to fix it, maybe.
Yeah, I need to fix it today.
How's your first 24 hours as a slave?
Good.
How's it going with Angel?
It's going okay. It's not bad.
You kind of look like boyfriend and girlfriend to me.
As I explained to you yesterday, I'm letting her settle down for a few days because she's come all the way from Australia in a very sticky situation over there, so I'm letting her settle down for a few days.
It isn't long, though, before Lee starts what he calls Angel's training. How does it feel having that on?
Just feels like a choker. You ever worn a choker?
No. To become a fully fledged Chaotian, Lee's told me that Angel will have to learn their laws and be branded with the Chaotian symbol. Only then will she be inducted into the massed ranks of the cult at the High Council in London, which Lee says I can film.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master.
Lee says the hardest lesson for a slave is learning to fully submit to their master.
Master's job is to open up all the parts that people usually keep closed. Their shyness, get rid of it. Their embarrassment, get rid of it. Morals and ideals that have been drummed into them for years by society, you get rid of them and you're left with a pure, clear person. You know how much true devotion that takes? I do. I really do. Marks are disappearing off your legs now. I thought they were. You can still come down whenever you want now.
Yes, please, Master.
Okay. You can finish hoovering the floor. You can finish hoovering the floor.
Angel's only been with Lee for a couple of days, but she doesn't seem to be having any problems making the jump from being an online slave to a real-life one. Lee said that before Angel became his latest slave, she'd led quite a conventional life back in Australia.
In my whole life, I've had 4 men. Not many women can say they've had 4 men in their whole life.
Angel says she's getting things from being with Lee she hasn't had in the past. How's being with Lee different to your previous relationships?
Comfort, love, support, secureness.
And do you not feel like you've had those things before in relationships?
No. No, I've always been used before.
Angel's faith in Lee seems based on what he's told her about his cult and what she's learnt about him in an online fantasy world. But in reality, Lee's history sounds quite dysfunctional. He was largely raised by his grandparents, and he's also told me he spent some time in care. But I think there's more to it. Have you ever had mental health issues?
Mental health issues? Well, I'm classed as having a psychopathic disorder, if that counts. Does that count? It's not really a mental illness.
I don't know, what does it mean?
A psychopathic disorder? It means I'll go one step further than the man before me.
What about the scars on your arm? How did you get those? They look pretty nasty.
These ones here. I had my hand held down on a table while they carved into my arm with an electric knife. That one there was where I got nailed to a wall. A nail gun, put a nail straight through my wrist. How thought it'd been Jesus there?
And what about the other arm?
Yeah, that's a mixture of things. That was in a chaotic battle, actually.
The line between fantasy and reality often seemed blurred with Lee. Later, he tells me he was once sectioned. To me, his scars look self-inflicted, but a Chaotian battle sounds a lot more exciting. Lee says the Chaotians are a splinter sect from a group called the Goreans. The Goreans base their beliefs on a series of sci-fi novels featuring a violent world where men are warriors who dominate and enslave women. For most of them, though, being a Gorean just means playing out their fantasies online, in virtual worlds like Second Life. And whilst there's plenty of evidence of the Goreans existing, so far I haven't seen any evidence for the Chaotians, apart from Lee. A month has passed since Angel arrived in Darlington, and while for me, Lee isn't quite living up to his cult leader billing, so far, Angel seems to have really fallen for him.
It's just a bonding we've had ever since we met. And how I feel, he makes my heart skip beats.
We come together 'cause opposites attract. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We come together 'cause opposites attract, and we know.
It's almost as if Angel and Lee are slipping into a routine of a traditional married couple. She does all the cooking and cleaning, while he watches TV and plays Second Life, although he is still making her sit on the floor. But I'm about to find out that there's a much darker side to their relationship. Can you call him?
That one. So.
While I've been away, Lee's posted a profile of Angel on a website called Adult Work. Lee's advert says that for £150 an hour, men neither of them know can come and do what they want to Angel.
Just got the answering machine, Master.
Well, leave a fucking message.
Yes, Master.
Are you incapable of thinking?
Hi, I read your advertisement on Adult Work, and if you still want someone, I can do it for 300. If you ring me on... Okay, bye.
How many people have you seen?
I don't know.
8. 8 have come here.
Did you know you were going to have to do this kind of stuff before you came over?
No, sir.
It's standard for Chaotians. The only difference is that usually they don't They don't sell, they just give it away.
Lee claims this is all part of Angel's Chaotian training, but he's the one making the money.
I guess a few people would have a bit of a problem with it.
Fuck 'em! Does that answer you?
So far, Lee's made Angel have sex with 8 men.
Because they would just think he's pimping you out. Do you mind doing it?
Do I mind doing it?
Yeah.
A slave doesn't mind. A slave does what a master orders. I have to sleep at 12 before I go to the council.
So how many are you on now?
8. 8.
So what happens once you go to the council?
I don't know. I have to be branded first or tattooed.
I'm amazed how far Angel is prepared to go to become a Chaotian slave and prove herself to Lee. As it turns out, this is just the start. The following day, Lee gets a call from someone who wants to arrange a gangbang with Angel.
Up to about 4, 5.
Right. Let me in for a gangbang tonight.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Because it'll be the same price for all of them.
If there's more than if there's 4, then I'll drop it down to 150 each.
Yeah, that's fine, and we can give her a good session.
Okay, well, I'll speak to you tomorrow then, mate.
Okay, then. Okay, you don't wear her out tonight.
Oh, no, I won't. Okay, bye. Right, he's not coming today, he's coming tomorrow with about 6 of them. It's okay, baby. I'll get Michael to come down just in case. Okay? Time to smile. Angel, Neil. I said Neil, I didn't say lay on the bed. I need to have a word with my slave in private. I still need to have a word with my slave in private.
I can't film it.
Because I need to talk to her about something.
Can I talk to Angel?
Fuck it. Talk to her all you like. I am locking the door, though. Not for keeping her in, but for keeping others out. You can talk to her as much as you want. So do you want to stay here or do you want to go?
Stay here.
All right, I thought so. See you later.
Angel, can I come and have a chat? Yeah, Lee said I could talk to you.
Yeah, but over there, not from here.
Can I open the door?
No, sir.
We can shut it straight afterwards. I'll stay just outside. You okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you really going to go through with the appointment?
Yes, sir.
It makes you so upset. Why?
Because I love my master and I'll do anything for him. That's why.
Surely there are other ways of showing you love him.
I have to show him that I'll be a true submissive. A true submissive does whatever she's told.
Did you really know that you were going to have to do this kind of thing before you came over?
No, sir.
No. Angel seems genuinely scared by the prospect of the gangbang. Off camera, I give her the number of a women's refuge and offer to help get her out. But she refuses to leave her master and says she's prepared to go through with the gangbang. Angel has been Lee's slave for 2 months now, but what began as a fantasy game on the internet has become an abusive relationship.
You stay there, you move, you're back to Australia, you understand me? I'm so fucking happy.
As part of so-called Chaotian training, Lee's made her have sex with 8 men. Lee says she has to see 4 more before she can be initiated at the High Council. He now plans to make her take part in a gangbang. So what would you say to people who just think it was just terrible making someone be gangbanged?
Making her. Angel, come here.
Yes, master.
Neil. When you came here, I told you you'd be sleeping with other people, did I not?
Yes, master.
I told you that you'd be doing that on my order, did I not?
Yes, master.
Was there any doubt in your mind whatsoever when you came here that this was the way things were going to be?
No, master.
You can go back in the room now. Does that answer your question?
Not really. So you're going to be here tomorrow?
Oh, hell yeah. You think I'd leave her on her own? When have I left her on her own with someone? Angel, come here. You think I'm going to leave you alone with them guys tomorrow?
No, master.
Do you really think you'd be in any danger? Answer me.
No, master.
You think you're in danger? Come here. Think I'd let you get hurt? Hey, do you think I'd let you get hurt? Is that what's wrong with you? Is that what's wrong with you?
No, master.
I tell you what, you go back in there, you decide what's wrong with you, and then you come out and tell me. You want? You can come out there as soon as you decide to tell me what's wrong with you. And stop crying, it wets your cheeks. I said stop crying, it wets your cheeks. She doesn't particularly like the punishments. She doesn't particularly like the whip. She doesn't particularly like the fact that she goes to my friends' houses when she's on a chain. She doesn't particularly like the fact that people look at her strange. She doesn't particularly like an awful lot. But that's where submission comes into it. And that's where it's my job to defend her, to keep her safe. That's as easy as it goes. I asked her right there if she had any expectations other than what was going on now. What did she answer? What was her answer?
No. Lisa is most disturbing and abusive since I began filming. Any sense of a normal but slightly eccentric relationship has disappeared. The day of the gangbang arrives, and Lee makes Angel call the men to check they're still coming.
Yes, Angel. Master said if you still want to book for the day, can you let us know? Thank you. Bye.
It's over now!
Lee's arranged for one of his friends to come round in case things get out of hand.
How you doing?
Not fucking the best, but alright, yeah. Hello, Scrub.
Not fucking the best, but alright, eh?
So what's the time this chav suppose we're getting now?
Well, any time from like 3 till 6.
Anytime between 3 and 6?
Yeah. He hasn't phoned yet, but he phoned about 3 times yesterday. Strange. Really strange.
By 6 o'clock, it looks like the men have changed their mind and thankfully don't turn up.
Time to go home.
Alright, see you later.
Right, no worries. Catch you later. Cheers, Otley.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, mate.
Personally, I'm relieved, and unsurprisingly, so's Angel. Are you pleased these guys aren't coming?
You're gonna get me in so much trouble. Yes.
Lee's behaviour's becoming increasingly bizarre. He's just said the Chaotian High Council have called and demanded he goes to London to meet them. By now, I seriously doubt there's any such council or phone call, but for Lee it seems utterly real.
How dare they fucking demand my presence? How fucking dare they? What bugs me most is they'll kick me out. I want to do the ceremony with Angel, you see. For Angel mainly, not for myself. You know? But I want to walk her into the room with all the warriors in a circle, you know? Have her kneel down. Put the steel locking collar around her neck. Make it real special for her, you know?
Despite my scepticism, Lee agrees to let me go with him and says it'll be the first time anyone's filmed the Chaotian High Council. If it happens, it'll also be the first time I'll actually have any evidence they exist. But at the time we agreed to meet, he doesn't answer the door. So I go down to the coach station to see if he's there. But there's no sign of him here either, and the coach we planned to get leaves without either of us. I don't think Lee ever left Darlington, so I hang around the house hoping to catch him out. If I can prove he's not at the High Council, then I can finally confront Lee about the Chaotians and the way he uses them to make his slaves do what he wants. Eventually, I catch Angel heading back from the shops.
Hey.
Right. Thought you were in London with Master.
No, did he go?
Yeah, he's not back yet.
No, listen, when did he go?
Yesterday, I think.
Desperate for the loo though. Can I come and use your loo?
I can't let anyone in the house. He gave me orders. I'm to stay in the house, keep quiet, not answer the door to anybody, and do my nails. Finds out otherwise, I'll be whipped. Because he's got people watching me. Sorry.
Why are people watching you?
Huh?
Why are people watching you?
So no one comes in the house.
Doesn't sound very nice.
Bye.
Please.
I can't, honest. Master's orders, no one's allowed in the house. Bye.
Do you know when he's back?
I'm not sure.
If Lee is inside the house, then Angel's playing along with the story. 3 days after we were supposed to go to London together, Lee's miraculously back at home, claiming he's just returned from the High Council.
It's John.
Why'd you ask my slave to disobey me?
Oh, because I needed to leave. I didn't really think it was a big deal.
When girl's given an order, she listens.
I'm very well.
Thank you, Master.
And the way it kind of looks is that
You tried to dodge taking me to the High Council.
I told you exactly where I was going to be. But you were here, banging on the door, looking through the window, and annoying my slave.
I didn't mean to upset you, Angel. Sorry.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I was just knocking at the door.
No, you were banging. I know this because I was on the phone all one time when you knocked, and that definitely wasn't no fucking knock. Anyway, that's not for me to deal with.
Well, who's going to deal with it? Are you trying to scare me?
I'm trying to scare you, John. If I was to scare you, I could scare you very easily.
Have you got any way of proving to me that the Chaotins exist?
That's not what this is about.
You've always told me that there are hundreds of Chaotins and there's a High Council.
There's hundreds of Chaotins and a High Council, and I'm not very good at being goaded, mate. I'm really not in a good mood today. Today's not the day to start challenging me. Because I'll drag you down there by your fucking short and curlers and throw you into the High Council myself and let them deal with you.
I'm not particularly worried about being dragged before the High Council. It's becoming clear that Lee's identity is so bound up with his Chaotin backstory that I think it's hard for him to distinguish between fantasy and reality. But I must have pushed him a bit too far, as he throws me out after this, and it's several weeks before he talks to me again. 4 months have passed since Angel arrived in Darlington. Lee stopped making her have sex with other men and has decided she's ready to be branded with the Chaotin symbol, the final step in her training.
No turning back.
Never was, mate.
But first, Lee wants his own tattoos. They're his first, and also the first ones the tattooist has ever done on someone's face.
Oh, fuck yes.
It's quite an extreme place to have a first tattoo. Maybe I should have started somewhere a little less painful, perhaps. Your pain is my pleasure.
Oh yeah.
That's cool as fuck, man.
To me, it's as if Lee's tattoos mark his final break with the real world.
How do you think Lee's tattoo's going?
Master handling it very well. Growling a bit, but handling it very well. Me, I'm petrified.
See, I love doing tattoos. Just a buzz, you know. Tattoo somebody to mark for life, isn't it? It's kind of like an ownership thing, you know. You'd understand that.
I've got to make it so that when this skirt's on, she can see. So about there. What are we worried about? He is only drawing.
Lee's had the Chaotin symbol tattooed on his forehead, but he lets Angel have hers on her thigh.
All of a sudden, the hot branding iron don't seem so bad, does it?
Do you have to get your slaves tattooed or branded?
It'd be pretty shady to brand one that you weren't planning on keeping, it? Really?
Is this a sign that you plan on keeping Angel then?
I've always said that. Should be mine wherever she is in the world, won't you, baby?
Lee might think Angel is his wherever she is in the world, but he's wrong. Christmas comes and goes in Darlington, and something changes in their relationship. They begin sleeping apart and have retreated further back into their fantasy existence within Second Life. There's no longer any talk about Angel's Chaotin training or initiation at the High Council. What's happened?
She just found somebody else. There's nothing happened. It's no big, massive thing. She just found somebody else.
Angel's decided to leave Lee for a master she met online in Second Life. Are you moving out, Angel?
Yes, sir.
Who have you met?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Is that because you don't want to talk about it in front of Lee?
I still want to talk about it.
Coffee girl. Coffee girl.
Sorry, I was listening to a song.
As you see, we're still friends.
She still calls you master.
As a slave should. Until she leaves here, then I still am her master. When she leaves her, then I'll be a sir, just like you. I've told her she can return to me if things work out not so good as she thinks.
Do you still love her?
What would stop me? The fact that she wants to be happy. Why would that stop me?
You're going to be sad to leave or happy?
I don't know.
How would you describe your time here?
Good.
I don't really know what to make of Angel leaving. Part of me wants her to leave, but not if it means jumping into a similar type of relationship. Do you think it's the right thing to do?
Mhm.
Why?
Of course. Here's Master.
What surprises me is that after all that training, Lee appears powerless to stop his slave going. Has it put you off these kind of relationships?
No. I don't have any other kind of relationship. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, slaves have a choice, you know? If she's going to be happy with somebody else, then I'd be a fool not to let her go. What am I supposed to do? Keep her here sad? Keep her here upset? Keep her here crying all the time? I mean, what am I supposed to do?
I've been filming with Lee and Angel for over 4 months now. Instead of discovering a bizarre sex cult with thousands of followers, I've witnessed a very unusual relationship unfold. At times it's felt like a love story, and at others it's been deeply disturbing. Now it looks like it's come to an end, but the last time I see them, everything's changed. Three weeks pass before I see Lee and Angel again. When I arrive, it seems like their relationship has changed yet again.
Morning. Morning.
They look like they're back together, and they're celebrating, though I don't know why.
I'm having a celebratory go away. Nobody will be kept out of the way of anyone. Angel, you have the keys. Yeah, after you, man. Honestly, after you.
That fucking animal stinks, man.
I know that animal stinks, man.
I need to fucking stop this shit, man.
Yeah, well, not this weekend.
Oh, not this
So we
year.
can forget about it.
Not this year.
Not this year. That's good, mate. I like that.
Who's the boy?
He's a boy, mate.
Oh, listen, I'm fucked now, man. Me, top boy.
It kind of feels like everyone knows something that I don't, and I'm sure it's not just because Lee's mate's back in town. When I ask Angel what's changed, she won't tell me. Things seem better between you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Secret.
But it isn't a secret for much longer.
She's going across to another mastermind.
Bollocks, man. Bollocks. I would not fucking allow you to go over with the next master and that. No, honestly, Lee, honestly, yeah? She's carrying your baby, yeah? And fuck the camera. Sorry. Oh, we're done, man. I don't want to be your mate no more.
The only people in this room that actually knew about that was me, you and him.
Did you not know? Did you not know that he was going to be your dad?
No.
Listen, I tell you what, it's already out now. Sorry that I was the one that put it out.
Well, now you've told everyone I can yell out in exaltation.
That he's gonna be
fucking twat.
That he's gonna be a daddy.
The baby's going to come out with tattoos on his face, man.
Angel now doesn't want to leave Lee for the master she met online, She wants to stay in Darlington and have her baby with him. The only problem is her visa's about to run out.
If I can stay, I'll stay. If I can't, I'll have to go over there.
Why do you want to stay?
Because I love Lee. I love Master. Doesn't anybody understand that?
I just need to verify something. We're talking outside without the camera. Let's go, go, go!
Now she's going to have his baby. I want to find out what Angel really thinks about Lee's cult. I don't mean to be a killjoy, but if the Coyoteans don't exist, then people that he made you sleep with saying is to become a Coyotean, to go to Coyotean High Council, none of that was real. That was just stuff Lee made up.
Coyoteans have got nothing to do with me. I'm not theirs. I'm his.
As far as I can see, the Coyoteans don't exist outside of Lee's own imagination. There are no followers. There's no secret High Council. They're a way for Lee to escape reality and control his slaves. The irony is, Angel doesn't seem to care. Have you ever told Lee that it doesn't make any difference whether he's a Coyotean or not to you?
No, what? Never bring it up.
But you're having his baby.
Yeah, so? We're having a baby. Not just me.
How do you feel about having a baby with Lee?
I'm the most happiest person in the world.
Angel may be looking forward to having a baby with Lee, but earlier he told me he had a new slave on the way to tide him over whilst Angel's in Australia renewing her visa. Inadvertently, I'm the one who tells her. Are you okay with him getting a new slave while you're away?
He's getting a new slave?
Yeah, that's what he told me earlier.
I didn't know.
Oh, sorry. Fuck, I'm sorry, I thought you...
It doesn't matter.
Sorry?
It doesn't matter.
Do you think it'll affect whether you come back or not?
Don't know. I'm just gonna go for a walk, alright?
You gotta put the camera away, man, till we get back in the house.
Okay.
Really? No, you don't say okay. You gotta put the camera away till we get back in the house.
I was chatting to Angel.
You were chatting to Angel?
Yeah.
Wow.
I asked her about the new slave. I didn't realise she didn't know.
Nice one, mate. Nice one. I'll deal with that as I have to.
Angel's fucked up.
What? Mate, come with me. Come with me.
Alright, no.
Mate, you want to say your fucking prayers, you do. He's just told her that I'm getting another slave.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
We need to go that day right now. Get in the car.
Just go and look for her on foot. She's only gone far.
Mate, she's gone that way, right? Yeah, that way can mean anyway. Get in the fucking car right now. You've just fucked me over good. Really. You see what it is, right? You just fucked me over.
Lee's been drinking all afternoon, and at this point, he smashes my camera into the car and breaks it. Then he punches me in the face, and I make a run for it. It's the last time I see him. A few weeks later, I hear that Angel's visa expired and she returned to Australia. She's now trying to get the money together to come back to the UK and have her baby with her master. It appears that a relationship that started as a fantasy is going to produce a very real child.
Cheers, man.
Lee says it will be his 10th. He's not in contact with any of them. And I still can't understand where the fantasy stops and reality begins for Lee.